Dear friends, in 1932, 8 professionals met to play for the first Dunlop Cup. There were 4 Englishmen and 4 Swedes. It was Ted Roberts, Dougie Brazier, Gibby Heron and Max Wellens. And the Swedes were the Hjort brothers, Adolf and Gerhard. There was Ture Lindskog and Sven Nordström. Ted Roberts won the first one. After the play, an informal meeting. Someone said, let's start an association. Yes, they said. It was done. That was that. And thus, SPGA, Scandinavian Professional Golfers Association. Why? We don't know. The original archives disappeared in a fire, a barn at Lidingö. But we do believe that the association became affiliated to the PGA of Great Britain that had been founded in 1901, especially by the big 3 triumvirate, Harry Varden, James Braid and J.H. Taylor. What then did a professional golfer do in 1932? Well, in winter, and this being Sweden, he shoveled snow like the rest of us. He repaired clubs and he made clubs. Even if the steel shaft in 1929 had become legalized. Steel was frowned upon. They thought it was too wooden, too insensitive. Steel lacked soul, they said. But hickory was whippy. It was wonderful to play with, so hickory lasted for quite a number of years after 1929. He repainted balls in winter, he changed dubs on shoes for members. And he put up a net in the locker room or wherever he can find a place in town where he taught golf, gave lessons. And Sweden loved lessons. And then he shoveled some more snow. In summer, he was a master of all crafts. He was head greenkeeper. He changed holes. He did everything by hand on the course. He was caddymaster with authority. He was a teacher. And competition days, he checked the scorecards. He set handicaps. And Mondays, he polished members' shoes. And also, which probably was the hardest of all, he kept playing. He played in the Dunlop Cup. He played the Painful Cup, the Slassengers, the Alliances, and the members expected him to play to par. He was the pro. He was the game. In the end of the 50s, there was suddenly time and money all over the world, and people started to play golf, more and more, even in Sweden. The role of the PGA became even more important. As in all over the world, there's been a clash between the amateur body and the professional body. Same in Sweden. But later on, end of 70s, 80s, they got together. The PGA and the Swedish Golf Federation started working closely together. And this relationship in the international golfing community in the world was unique and is unique. Society changed. Societies always change. And of course that immediately reflected on life in the clubhouses. So the pro had to change. But more importantly, he had to learn new techniques to teach and to learn. Swedish golf professionals, be they tournament players or club professionals, have the greatest respect internationally. and sometimes even admiration. How do you do it, they say? Well, there are many reasons, but also an obvious and simple one. The better the teacher, the better the player. So one decided within the PGA that we would become the best teachers. How do you become a good teacher? Good question. Well, you study, and you talk to people, and you talk some more, and you look at the things that are obvious, and you look at the things that are not so obvious. And this is what they do today. Biomechanics, chemistry, physics, food, fitness, anything, even remotely related to the discipline of teaching and learning how to give encouragement. They also talk. They talk amongst themselves. They talk to other athletes in other sports. If they could talk to a horse, they would talk to a horse. There is knowledge everywhere, anywhere, and no stone is left untouched. That is the secret. Of course, behind it all is enthusiasm. And you also see that success breeds success. Behind every great Swedish player stands a club professional. And behind every happy handicap player stands another one. This short presentation is to honor you. You who have had a hand in making PGA such a fine organization in only 75 years. Remember that the first teachers were caddies. Everything was taught by, well, personal experiences in field. Today, one has taken a great step forward. Amongst you are women, men, young and old. And remember that it is your efforts that made this success an undisputed one. Congratulations. We should also remember the first 8 who played in Dunlop Cup and met once a year at Dunlop Cup. The first, well, formative years, you might say. And as an afterthought, I'm curious about this shoveling business. Now, is it good for the game and your swing? Or is it not? And who then should do the shoveling?